When we analyze what we're looking at, if you take an example, the dot-com bust of the early 2000s, that was, for local government, that was basically a 2-year phenomenon. The state lost income tax revenue because of the loss of capital gains. They ended up cutting local governments. We eliminated about 50 positions, and then the housing market improved, and basically we came back to an equilibrium. We don't see that occurring this time. We see this because it's the housing markets that's the core of the downturn. We really see it as an ongoing challenge and a structural deficit. And so we're not looking to make one-time fixes to solve it. We're looking for taking a look at the mix of services we provide and have a clear understanding with our residents that we may not be able to keep providing the full mix of services that we have now, but those that we do provide, we want to provide well. And so, so we're looking at this as much more of a long-term, ongoing challenge. And so that's why we're reevaluating all of our services and trying to come up with a 3 to 5 year plan to rebalance the county's budget. The way we're looking at long-term restructuring is we're basically going to try to come up with a 3 to 5 year plan to rebalance our budget, because right now, if we keep doing the services we provide now, given the revenue streams, that the money we're getting in, there's a gap each and every year for the next 5 years. And so rather than just making incremental reductions each year and pretend like this is a one-time thing, we're trying to look at it with a long-term perspective and come up with a plan and really re-examine the services we provide. And so, as I mentioned earlier, 75% of what we provide is mandated, but the service level is discretionary in most cases. And so we're going to re-examine each of those programs and say, can we really afford this program level going forward? And if not, we need to kind of share with our residents that there's going to be a change in the service level, and we can no longer afford this higher service level, but we can afford a lower service level going forward. And so so that's really, the process that we're trying to do is really take a look at the whole and rebuild our budget and say, here's a mix of services that we can really sustain over the long term.